farming, regenerative farming, all of it. And all of it leads to some juicy woo. So I'm sure we'll be in the full round with this conversation. Becca, it's a great pleasure to have you in the salon today.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
So just to get this party started, who are you, Becca, and what has brought you to this point? You do a lot of really great work, which we're going to explore here, but really, in the end, who are you?
Yeah, who am I? I would love to say that there was a plan, a master plan for my life, but I have flown by the seat of my pants my entire life, and it has changed. I left the corporate world. I grew up in a tiny town. I moved to the big city. I had a big fancy corporate life with international travel, living in other countries, a big life out in the big world. And I have returned to a very small town and left all of that behind to become a regenerative farmer. This crazy thing that happened of becoming a farmer, I used to stomp around in high heels and not have manicured nails. And this all happened, this journey began really in 2013, my awakening journey, but it began in earnest in 2017. And I managed to get myself positioned in Illinois, met a genius gardener, and got myself set up with a working garden in a homestead where I could feed myself and begin to feed others in my community. I had all of this set up and in place by the time the pandemic hit. And somehow I just fell into the perfect situation to survive the coming apocalypse. What
incredible serendipitous timing that is. You must be in awe of how this all works.
I am. I am so grateful and so much in awe, and I have to believe in the divine guidance, but also the guidance of the earth. And so it's my mission to repay that, the great gift that I've been given.
I think at this point where we are, and we are deep into this process, that has become a laurel or a mission or even just a prayer on the wind that a lot of people are feeling right now. And this is creating this sub-narrative that a lot of us are participating in. And we are germinating and we will sprout forth. I want to look at your earlier life here in the corporate world. You know, I did a little stint there too. And I found it completely soul-sucking. It was absolutely terrible. So my heart goes out to people that are stuck in that right now. I want to say that because I'm not out here wanting to destabilize anyone or also compound the hardships because it's difficult for people that are stuck in it. I was stuck in it and I chose with $300 to just leave. I really felt like I was decaying and it was eating at my inner world in a way that is profound and hard to find words to describe. And that was reflecting in my outer world of the people that were around me. And at the end of it, when I had said, I don't care what happens, I was really that far to the winds. You know, my arms were out where I just did not care, the fool, right? Getting ready to go over the precipice. I felt I had no choice. If I would have stayed in that world, which did not treat me well, by the way, and I could definitely go into all kinds of whys as to why it didn't treat me well. First of all, I was just on the wrong path. I just had to trust something and jump. And I did. And it's very scary and it's intimidating. And for someone like me who do change pretty well, it was still intimidating because I did not know where the next monies was going to come from, where anything was going to come from. I knew I had what I had, and I parted with what I had to part with, but there is a leap of faith that goes on in leaving, even if you are prepared for it, even if you have financially set yourself up a bit, there is still the precipice, and we all have to look at the precipice.
Absolutely. By grace, or by, maybe this is how it is for everyone, it is almost like I was expelled by that world.
Yes.
As much as I left it, I couldn't be there anymore. And I would like that to be a comfort to people who are still there. I think when it's time for you to get out, you'll get pushed out, and just allow yourself to be pushed. And a big reason that I was able to survive it and just bear it was because I was a serious alcoholic the whole time I was in the corporate world. And as I stopped drinking in 2013 and began to awaken and clear up a bit and see a bit more clearly, it became more and more unbearable, even, to the fluorescent lights. And I was working in a very toxic office in my last corporate job, very many unhappy people, of just bad politics, bad fluorescence, bad environment, bad coffee, everything. And somebody I had met had given me a little crystal, and somebody else had told me that lavender oil was cleansing of evil spirits. And I put my lavender oil in water, and I put it in a little spray bottle, and I took my crystal to my office and put it on my desk beside my computer, and I sprayed my computer and my whole desk with that little spray bottle of lavender oil water. And within a week, my contract with that company was canceled abruptly.
Wow. That's incredible.
I never looked back.
And nor should we. There's the tale of Lot's wife. Healing the liver is such a major thing. And the first thing we can do is stop drinking. And I know this is not for everyone. And I know that you come to it. We all come to this on our own. So, here at the salon, I try not to push my stuff. There's none of that going on. I never was a big drinker, and it just kind of waned away. But I found myself in the corporate world, like I'd come home and I would have to have a beer. And coming to the beer was a whole thing too, because I didn't even like beer until I was in my 20s. It's like it goes hand in hand with a stressful life, with those kind of controlled, bound situations. It's almost like we need the amnesia effect, and the liver is pulling in all the toxins from the people around us, from the lights around us, all the vagrant, let's say, energies that are not healthy for us. And so it seems so congruent. And then on the flip side, before that, when I had been a bartender and seeing all these very high end, I was not very high end. I was up there. I was a top administrator, but I was, there were so many way up above me. But as a bartender, I remember seeing this in people and feeling a great sense of death energy, and that this was the way to, I guess, make the pain go away for a lot of people. The pain of decay in one's life, the emotional decay, the psychological decay. It is so ubiquitous out there in the world. Did you notice this with others around you?
Yes, I did. And the alcohol was a possession. It was an entity that I feel like entered into me, that I allowed in, but it allowed me to interact within an evil matrix. And it gave me a mask, and it allowed me to play the game that I just couldn't play otherwise. I'm also clairsentient and can really just know what people are feeling, not so much thinking specifically, but I just, since I was little, I know what people are feeling. And